Hello everyone, I'm Akshay and welcome back to the United Talk. Today we're going to talk lots and lots about Manchester United because this is international break. We have nothing to talk about. But the most important thing right now, that there is some incredible news on the ownership front. We're going to talk about that later. But before we delve onto that important stuff, we're going to talk about a little bit of injury news, injury update, and the transfer update, because there's some exciting but maybe a little bit but on a happier note. It's not nothing bad or worse about it. But first let's talk about the transfer stuff, that the Jude Bellingham deal could be on for Man United. It's not written in stones, it's not carved in stones right now, but it's somewhat because we've been listening to that crap about Bellingham to Liverpool, but because he remembered he liked that Trent post on Instagram when they defeated us 7-0, and he liked that post, so it was very obvious that maybe he's slightly in favor of moving to Liverpool. But right now, as of the update from ESPN and from I think it was David Ornstein, but the news was that Liverpool are actually out of the Bellingham race. So that's kind of like good for us, because I can't watch Bellingham going to Liverpool, because he's a young kid, he's a young lad, and he has a lots of potential. Because remember, when he was playing in championships, he was like 16 or 17 year old, and he used to play more than 30 matches in one season as a midfielder, and that was quite a thing, because championship is quite competitive and quite exhausting too. But a 16-17 year old kid playing for them for like more than 30-35 games in one season is quite a big thing. And right now Liverpool looks a very unstable team. They won't be in the Champions League, it's quite sure about them, and they're definitely out of the title race. They are still unstable, and the potential of Bellingham, there are news about Man City and Real Madrid. I mean, I can take that as a more reliable thing, because Bellingham could move to Man City, could go to Real Madrid. But I really believe that there is some speculation that maybe if we get new owners and maybe they are wealthy enough like Qatar, and we could actually pursue Bellingham deal. It's still on, it's still open for everyone, and we could enter that race, and we could actually convince that this is a rebuild. Look what Erik ten Hag achieved with this lot, and we are doing great right now. We're in the Champions League, and if you are in the rebuilding of this formidable side, you can actually achieve more than what you are doing at Dortmund. So that's quite like an achievement for a young lad. I really hope that we go for him, and we are in the race for Bellingham with Man City and Real Madrid. And I would really like Bellingham. I'll be really happy if we sign Bellingham and some other young talent like Osimhen or somebody else. But right now, let's not get into that. It's just a speculation. But the point is, Liverpool are out of Bellingham deal, so I'm quite happy about it. But nevertheless, there's also some interesting news about Scott McTominay, because remember in the summer, Scott McTominay was actually considered a valuable prospect for Eddie Howe for Newcastle United. And right now there are still some speculation that Eddie Howe is still interested in Scott McTominay, and they are ready to give 30 to 35 million for him. I mean, I know pretty much, I'm pretty much confident about it that he is not a first team starter in Newcastle side right now, because he's going to be a squad player, a good squad player. I'm not saying that he is very bad. It's just that I don't see McTominay as a starter for Man United anymore, because he's been here for like quite a time, and it's been like I think it's still I think 3 or 4 years, and we still haven't seen the best of him. We have a manager who's great at handling personals, and still he's having one of the worst seasons he ever had as a Man United player. So I think it's time for him to move on. It's time for Scott McTominay and Harry Maguire to move on to another club and play a regular football and achieve what they can. Because I don't hate them. I really don't even hate Harry Maguire. It's just that I don't see him as my club captain. I really don't see him. And as far as McTominay goes, I think really believe that McTominay should leave and go to join Newcastle or Everton, because he'll be really suited for that. He'll be really suited for those teams. They are mid-table teams. They are actually challenging for European football. So I think he's gonna do great with those teams. I just don't see him as a Man United player anymore. I just don't see him. I've still not seen the best of him as a defensive midfielder. I've still not seen him as a box-to-box midfielder. So I think he really needs to move on. And 35 million for Scott McTominay will be a good deal for Man United. I think we should go for that. And as far as we are talking about transfer targets, remember in my last video we were talking about Harry Kane as the #1 target for Man United. And look what happened in that press conference of Conte. I mean, many people were actually talking about that he shouldn't have come out and talk like that. He should have maintained some decency. But remember, this is a manager who won Premier League with Chelsea. This is a manager who won something. I don't remember. He was playing in Italy, I guess. He won there too. And now he's a manager of Spurs who haven't won anything in the history of football. And now when he's actually managing them, he blasted out and he simply said that these players are bottlers. And imagine who's the captain of this football team. Harry Kane. He's been their top scorer, and if many Man United fans are actually in favor of us signing Harry Kane as the #1 target, and they are ready to chuck in 100 million for him, just think about this. The mentality of the striker, who's the top scorer, who's actually the top scorer, club top scorer, and has been one of the best strikers in England. Still, he hasn't won anything with the club. If he is ambitious, why hasn't he left the club? If he's ambitious, why hasn't he won anything with that club? Because if you're talking about the mentality, if you're talking about the leadership thing, remember Man United were facing the same thing when there were no leadership on the field. We signed Bruno Fernandes. Since then, he has been the revelation. And on that front, I'm going to say something, because Gary Neville stated this outright, and Roy Keane too, that when we lost against Liverpool, he wanted to come off. When we were losing 5-0, 6-0, he wanted to come off the field, and he's not very enthusiastic. He's a very lazy guy, and he's not being a team player when the morale of the team goes down. Let me just get this right. This is not coming from me. This is from ESPN, and this is quite reliable because it's a basic fact. This is a Premier League fact. Bruno Fernandes has played the most number of minutes in the top 5 European leagues, including goalkeepers. Let me get this right. He has played around 3,751 minutes, more than any other player in the top 5 European leagues. 3,751 minutes. That's the kind of captain I want at my team. That's the real club captain of Man United. He has played more number of games, more number of minutes than any other player, including the goalkeeper. Imagine the situation in the top 5 European leagues. He has played more number of games, more number of minutes than any other player. And still he was considered as he's too lazy, he's losing focus in the right of the game. He has been the revelation since he signed for us. He has been giving the best performances. Besides Rashford, De Gea, he has been the soul of that Man United rebuild. You can take it on your chin, you can say what you want about him. I can never imagine that man is going to say that I'm not interested in this anymore. I want to go off. Please just sub me off. I'm disappointed with this. I'm never going to see that. I can vouch for that, because he is the only person in that club who was actually demanding a great performance from Man United players in the last season when we were losing against City and everyone. He was the one person around which Erik ten Hag has been trying to build a side, because he knows the worth of Bruno Fernandes. He has been the best contributor since he signed for us, better than Kevin De Bruyne. And Kevin De Bruyne is a sensation for Man City. Everybody loves Kevin De Bruyne, but just because he's not a Man United, just because he's not a Man City player who has won Premier Leagues in the past couple of years. People don't appreciate what he has been doing for this club. He's been running up front, he's running back to even go up penalty box, and still he's doing everything. But still, people are blaming Bruno Fernandes for the loss, Bruno Fernandes for the lack of leadership. But just look at what Harry Kane has been doing for the club, for the Spurs. And you don't want you are saying that Bruno Fernandes is not right as a leader, he's not doing good enough. What the fuck has Harry Kane been doing for Spurs? He has been playing with them for more than 7 to 8 years, or more, at least a decade. He hasn't won anything. He's almost 30 years, he hasn't won anything. He's their top club scorer and he's the leader of that club. And what has he done for them? He hasn't won anything. Whenever the going gets tough, Harry Kane is out of the box. He couldn't do. And if you're talking about the winning mentality, is that a winning mentality? You sign a player from a club who has never won anything, and he was the leader of the club. Then where is the winning mentality of that particular player? So, and if Man United goes and signs Harry Kane, because I'm a Man United fan, I'll be like supporting him. But still, in my heart, I'm never gonna accept Harry Kane as the Man United player. I don't want him. There are rumors that Real Madrid is actually into the race, and I really want Real Madrid to sign Harry Kane. I don't want Man United to go anywhere near Harry Kane. As we were talking about striker positions, Victor Osimhen is a player I can actually chuck 100-120 million for that, because he's a young kid. He can give us at least 4 to 5 years. Harry Kane won't give us like that. Harry Kane will be like a one year wonder, just like Van Persie. And we don't want that right now. We are rebuilding our side. We need at least a person who actually have like 3 to 4 years in his prime career, so he can give that to us. We need somebody like that, and Harry Kane is just full of shit. I don't want him near Man United, anywhere near Man United. He can't even. If I was the club manager or the club owner, I wouldn't even hire him as a guardsman. I'm sorry for that, but that's the fact. I don't want Harry Kane near my club. And that's a bit of transfer talk, and let's move on to the injury stuff. We have all must be hearing this news about Marcus Rashford out of England squad, and I'm pretty much okay with that, because if I'm right, there's no such knock. It's just that we need Marcus Rashford couple of weeks off, because he's been playing continuously for the past 4 to 5 months. He needs a break, because he's the top scorer of our club right now. He's in the amazing run of form. He's scoring in every single game, and in that last match against Fulham, he looked tired, and I think a couple of weeks off will actually give him quite a refreshing side, and I really want that. I really want him to. And just remember that that's Gareth Southgate, that asshole. He called up Sterling, who was having the worst season, and still he called up Sterling and not Rashford in the World Cup. So I really don't give a fuck about England. I really don't give a fuck about Gareth Southgate. All I care is about Marcus Rashford playing his amazing run of games for Manchester United. That is all I want. That is all I'm worried about. And so Alex Ferguson used to do this every time when we were going into the international break, and there were a couple of times he used to ask Giggs or Rooney or even Beckham, even Ronaldo. He used to pull back Ronaldo quite a few times, and that was quite acceptable, because we are worried about Manchester United, not England. So I really don't care about England right now. And as long as we are talking about injuries, I'm gonna say this, that Christian Eriksen, there was some update from Manchester Evening that Christian Eriksen will be likely coming back after the international break, maybe a week later than that, but he'll be coming back. Donny van de Beek actually posted a video on Instagram that he was doing his fitness work, so I believe that he will be back before the end of April. And I know will be most of our games will be done by that time, but still I think it's a good plus for us, because Donny van de Beek is a good player. He's a good squad player, and if he can be back by the end of April, we'll still be having the FA Cup. We'll still be having, hopefully we'll still be in the Europa League, and we'll be having a Premier League competition, quite a fierce one, because remember, we need to be in the top 4. We need to stay in the Champions League zone, and we'll be needing every bit of help that we can have. And Donny van de Beek is a good player. I always said I always liked him. It's just that we never got to see the best prime of his form because Solskjaer never used to pick him, then Rangnick never used to pick him. Now we have a brilliant manager, Erik ten Hag, who can actually do something with the kid. Let's just hope that he, when he comes back, he's fully recovered and he does something good for us, and he'll be a good squad member in the next season too. But anyways, enough of that. Now we're gonna talk about the interesting stuff. I'm sorry it's taken so long for me to talk about that, but let's now discuss about the ownership thing. Today is Wednesday and today is the deadline day for Manchester United bidding war. And as you all know, many of you must be knowing this, many of you don't, and for them, I'm right here for that information. Sir Jim Ratcliffe is out of the bidding war. This is coming not from me, this is not coming from anywhere else, this is coming from, what was the name of that guy? Cave Solikol from Sky. His Twitter is Sky Cave, and he's a British journalist, and this is coming from him that Sir Jim Ratcliffe is out of the bidding war, and there are potentially around more than 5 bids, new 5 bids for Manchester United ownership that's gonna be submitted by the end of the deadline today. And today 9 p.m. Wednesday 9 p.m. is the deadline day for Manchester United ownership bidding war. So there are more than 5 bids, as many as 8 bids. As many as 8 bids are there. We know that Sir Jim Ratcliffe is out of the bidding war because he himself has stated this outright that he's still interested in buying Man United, but he won't be paying unreasonable amount, unrealistic amount, and we all know that unrealistic amount is somewhere around 5.5 billion or more than that. And another bidder was Elliott Investment. The Reindeer Group were actually talking to them about all that situation. So we don't have any update regarding that. The other 4 to 5, 6 new potential bidders, we haven't had any rumors or stuff about them, but they are surprisingly big, so you never know what's gonna happen. I'm still in the favor of Sheikh Jassim from the Al Thani family, because they are the ones who are really interested in buying Man United, and they are this is coming not from me, this is coming from Sky Cave from Sky, and this is coming that the Sheikh what was his name? Sheikh Jassim is confident that he's gonna be eliminating every single potential bidders who are actually bidding for Man United, and he's confident that he and his representatives are actually working out a deal, a second bid, if I may, and that second bid will blown every other competitor out of the bidding war, and that is actually what's actually exciting me, because as far as I'm concerned, I think the potential bidding, the highlight of the bidding war was something around 5.4 billion to 5.5 billion, which is almost realistic. But now there is that confidence from Sheikh Jassim that he's gonna blow everyone out of the bidding war. So I possibly believe that it's gonna be somewhere around 6 billion. And if Sheikh Jassim from the Al Thani family is bidding 6 billion for Man United, I think it's gonna blow everyone out. And 6 billion is not a big thing for him, because he's a really wealthy man, and I think 6 billion will be enough for the Glazers to leave this club and go to fuck off whatever they want. And 6 billion will definitely blow some smoke up their asses. I'm pretty much confident about that. And if that happens, because last evening there was some speculation, regarding this, that Glazers are not actually happy with the bidding war, and they were actually thinking about this, that if they don't get those realistic offers that they have there in mind, somewhat around 5.5 billion, like I said, if any of the offers are not matching their expectations, they might raise some money, clear off the debt and invest in the club, but they won't sell it off. It was some speculation from couple of media outlets. I don't think so that's quite possible now, because the wheel is already moving. They can't just stop the bidding process, and I think that's more of a leverage technique, so that every possible bidder gets some information regarding that glazers don't want to sell if the bids from the respective bidders is not acceptable, is not right in their own minds. So it's somewhat like this, sounds me like a marketing or a leverage technique. They are business people, remember, they are not footballing people. So as long as the deal is concerned, I think they'll sell this club. I'm in the 99. I'm 95% sure they're gonna sell this club, and I'm 90% sure that it's gonna be not Sir Jim. I'm sorry, I'm saying that. I'm 95% sure it's gonna be Sheikh Jassim from the Al Thani family, and I'm pretty much happy about that, because if they buy us, it's gonna be raining money, and if it's gonna be raining money from the camel zone, I don't care. I really want that oil money. Because right now we need that money. Right now we need to rebuild our club. We need the new stadium. Even if we don't get a new stadium, we do something, redevelop Old Trafford, some amazing new facilities at Harrington, some amazing new players, maybe Mbappe, maybe Jude Bellingham, maybe Victor Osimhen, anyone. Because right now we are only bothered about the success of Manchester United. We don't care about the morality. I personally don't care about the morality. If there are some Man United fans who are bothered about the morality of this deal or something, please just listen to me right now. I know there are multiple podcasters who are actually talking about the morality of this deal, but still, just listen to me. We are all Man United fans. We don't need morality right now. We need money. We need billions and billions of money, millions of money, so that we can rebuild this club. We need the success at this club. So just think about that. Don't waste your mind about thinking the morality of this deal. If we're gonna winning Premier League and Champions League and Club World Cup and everything, that's gonna be the bottom line. We as fans, we are only responsible for the success of this club. We don't care about the deeds, what's happening behind the club. I mean, to hell with that. Nobody's gonna remember Man City winning those Premier Leagues or anything, FA Cups, with those things like they were like corrupt or something like that. I don't care about that. Look at what happens to Barcelona. They are actually like incinerated, as they have been charged with criminal charges, corruption charges. But what else? They still won Champions League in that scenario. Nobody's gonna take away from them. They still won La Liga. Nobody's gonna take away from that. So right now, I don't care about the morality. I just care about Man United winning trophies. I care about, as a Man United fan of I just want my club. I just want to be proud of wearing this jersey again and again. I don't give a fuck about morality right now. Neither should you guys, because you are the soul. You are the actual soul of this club. Because we as fans, we have been loving this club more than anyone, more than Glazers, more than anyone, more than those players. Because remember, those players are getting paid to perform. We aren't getting paid. We are actually loving this club out of our hearts. We are actually donning this jersey because we believe in the club, we believe in the tradition, we believe in the culture, and that is what important. I don't give a fuck about morality right now. All I want is trophies and making Manchester United great again in the footballing world. I don't care about anything else. And on that note, I'm gonna wrap this up. Thank you guys for tuning in and watching the show. Please do support me. If you like the video, press the like button and give a thumbs up. Press the bell icon. Subscribe to the channel, press the bell icon. That's really important for me. It's really important for us to grow together. Until then, please take care of yourself. I'm gonna definitely upload another video, whatever happens after the deadline. We're gonna talk about that. Until then, please take care of yourself. And like I've been saying this all along, glory, glory, Man United. Bye bye.